GodForge will dethrone Raid Shadow Legends, I guarantee it. As you know, Raid has been the #1 game in the gacha hero collector genre since 2019, and I promise you, GodForge will be a much better game. If you have already buried GodForge after seeing footage of the alpha, please watch this video until the end. I promise that I will change your mind in this video. Let's get into it. You will have timestamps down below so you can move forward in the video and look at the chapters if you wish to do so. Before we start, my name is Ramzi. I've actually been a Raid Shadow Legends content creator since 2019. I was the first French content creator to start making content on Raid back in 2019. So it's been over 6 years now. I just want to say that I love Raid. I've been playing it for a very long time and I will keep playing Raid. So I just want to start with this. But Raid has a lot of problems and they've had a lot of problems for many years now. And everything I'm going to speak about in this video will be about everything that GodForge brings to the table that will make it a much better game than Raid, in my opinion. Do keep in mind that this is going to be a gacha hero collector game, so there will be spending involved if you wish to do so. They will kind of push you to spend, of course, but it won't be as bad as Raid if you want to compete in the end game. They've mentioned many times, and I'll kind of prove it to you throughout this video, but they've mentioned many times there will be a pay to fast aspect. So the more you spend, the quicker you can progress into the game, but there won't be a pay to win aspect to where if you want to compete in the end game, you need to spend on the game. Just to give you an example, I just got super lucky with Raid. One of my friends stopped playing and I was able to get his account. It's a 45 million player power player account, and my friend had spent $30,000 on his account, which is crazy. And that's a very small whale. It's more of a dolphin than a whale, honestly. It sounds like a huge amount, but I guarantee you, compared to the real whales out there in Raid, it's a very small amount. And unfortunately, with Raid, if you want to compete in the endgame PvP and even PvE, honestly, that's the kind of amount you need to spend. And that is the biggest problem with Raid. From what we know here, it won't be as bad, and that is why it's so exciting and so much, and potentially so much more accessible to most players out there that don't want to spend or only want to spend a very small amount on the game. Let's talk about the founders and why I think it's going to be a great game. It's mostly because of the founders, one of them being Hellhades. If you don't know Hellhades, he is one of the biggest Raid Shadow Legends content creator. He's actually started the game right after me back in 2019. He has helped many players over the years as well, and he's seen all the problems basically with Raid, and that's why he decided to create his own game. So having someone who is just to remind you, Raid Shadow Legends was owned by a casino company, so obviously very focused on spending and trying your luck with spending and shards. So now we have a founder who is passionate by gaming and who knows all the problems that players faces playing Raid, and that's why he's creating a game that's going to solve hopefully most of those problems. Obviously not all of them, but a lot of them. So just having founders that are passionate about gaming and know all the issues that we face, that just gives me a lot of hopes for the game. The other thing that's kind of tied into my previous point is that unlike Raid, they come into the genre in 2025 where players' expectations are a lot higher, and what they're able to do is actually see what mostly Raid, but then also all the other gacha games are doing wrong, and basically they can come into the market fixing all of the issues. So they will just have a baseline of a fresh game that just remove all the frustration we have with all the other games. And just that in itself, they will be starting at a much better point than any games out there. Unfortunately, with Raid, they do fix issues, but sometimes it takes months or even years. There are features in Raid such as removing gear for free that took basically 6 years. It's something we've asked basically since 2019, and it took them 6 years to come up with the feature. They just came up with it because I think they're realizing, oh, GodForge is coming onto the market, so we got to start doing really good stuff for the players. So they just came up with the free gear removal that's always there in the game now. So just having that frustration from games like Raid and the others that just either never fix issues or don't come up with the features that players want. They don't listen to the player base, or they just take years to fix something. Now we have GodForge that just come into the industry with just all of those issues fixed and better feature, and just that in itself it's going to be an amazing game from the get-go. The third point that I have is that, unlike Raid, again, you've probably over the years seen an ad from Raid. Whether you play video games or not, the way they came into the market was just spending millions and millions in ads, in marketing and paid ads. And it's something we've never seen before. It's like people were freaking out on seeing Raid ads everywhere. So that's how they kind of came in the market and started the game. What GodForge has done, and it's actually amazing, if you look at the YouTube channel, they have already, the game is not out yet, but they've basically shown the entire process over the past 2 years of building a game from scratch. And they have almost 100,000 followers on YouTube, and they have almost 40,000 members on Discord. So they were able to create a real community. And it's actually a huge community. From doing very little or no paid marketing yet, they haven't started, they've probably done a few tests, but they haven't started investing in marketing much at all yet. They've just been using, Hellhades community. He's been able to leverage his community that he already had from Raid. And then there's been a lot of content creators like myself who've been very excited about the game, who've been sharing about the game, but they've creating such an amazing community that's like super involved and that just follow the process the entire time. And again, it's kind of tying to who the founder is basically. And just being able to create such a massive community. By the way, they're only missing, I think, 1,000 followers on YouTube, and then they will drop some huge news about the release that's coming very soon in like 2 months or so. So do make sure you follow the Fateless YouTube channel if you haven't done so yet. Fateless is the game studio who is developing GodForge, owned by Simon, aka Hellhades. But anyways, creating that very strong community from the get-go, and they haven't spent anything on ads yet, is just amazing, because they're just creating a great community, a great player base, fan that's just gonna help improve the game and share the game as well. So thanks to that community, they've been able to fix so many things, and they've listened to all of us. A lot of us have played the alpha, the 3 waves of alpha, and they just listen to the feedback so much and instantly change stuff, really listening to the players. And that's an amazing feeling that we don't see with other games. We'll talk about some of the new features they are bringing as well that players have loved so far. I do want to say, a lot of people criticize how similar it is to Raid. And it's true that, a lot of the gacha games out there that came up over the past few years, they've, taken some aspect of Raid and kind of copied them, but then they did completely different games. And to me, they were never as good as Raid. Now, this is going to be a lot closer, the game mechanics, just many things in this game is going to be almost identical to Raid in a way, which a lot of players do criticize that. In my opinion, it's actually a great thing, because I love Raid so much, and I'm just kind of at a point where I can't enjoy it as much because of that spending barrier and how much money I would have to spend if I want to keep progressing in the game. And now we have something that is going to be extremely close to Raid, but all the frustration from Raid in terms of quality of life improvement and like day-to-day quests we have to do and all that stuff are going to be removed. So we're going to remove that frustration. But then we have a game that's very, very close in a lot of ways than Raid Shadow Legends, which is a game we all love originally. So to me, it's a great thing. If you take Raid, but you make it better and more accessible to most players in terms of monetization, why would you criticize that, and why wouldn't you want that game? I personally want that 100%. Now, even though there will be a lot of similarities with Raid, they are bringing a couple new things. Other than the quality of life improvement, honestly, if you watch my previous videos, I mentioned a lot of them, and they're honestly great. Everything is easy to understand, easy to navigate in the game, a lot better than Raid again. And they bring a bunch of new features. If we look at the campaign, for instance, Simon did mention that it will be an ongoing thing. So it's not a one and done. So I don't know if they're going to be some type of season where they always add levels in the campaign. So that would be a great little feature. They do have an imprint system as well, which is something we've never seen before. So they will have regular gear set like you would see in Raid, but they will also have weapons. All of the weapons, they will be epic and legendary weapons. They will give you a bonus. They don't have it here because this is a preview. It's not the final build, but the weapons will give you a bonus here, as well as bonus stats. And what you can do with the weapons is actually add a passive to it. So it's called an imprint. You can basically either farm imprints on a certain activity, or you can destroy champions to extract their passive. And when you extract the passive from a champion, it becomes an imprint, which you can then put on a weapon, and then you can equip that weapon onto another champion. Which in terms of build crafting and possibilities in terms of team building and what you can do in that area is just going to be amazing. Honestly, it might be broken on some of it at first, but I think it's an amazing feature. I played with it during the alpha, and it was honestly a lot of fun. And there will be a lot of things we can do thanks to that feature. So that's one of the features that obviously is not in Raid. That is definitely a great point for GodForge. The other feature in terms of the system combat, so the system is going to be pretty similar, where you have your HP, you have your turn meter bar. Now we can see the turn order here. What they have now though is what's called an ultimate. So as you can see right here behind me, you probably can see, there you go, this champion is glowing blue. So they have an ultimate system, which all the champions will have an A1, an A2, and then the passive, but then they're also going to have an ultimate, which is, you will have a specific stat called initiative, which you can build into to make the champions get his ultimate quicker. And basically just an ultimate ability that's pretty strong. And what's so amazing about it is that you can use it out of turn. So as long as it is your turn as a player, as you can see here, it is the turn of this champion up here, right here on the left. But because this champion is glowing blue and it is my turn as a player, I can actually use this ultimate before I play with this champion. So it's just a great little feature that just allow you, again, in terms of like mechanics and build and the strategy when you get into a dungeon or when you're going to be facing waves. You may want to face your ultimate. As you can see right here, we're using the ultimate of Gilgamesh, who just played basically out of turn. So really cool feature that they're adding into the combat mechanic as well. Of course, they will have a Pantheon, which is your clan. By the way, if you guys want to create a clan, I would love to create my own clan. I will need leaders to run it though, because I won't have time with my job and stuff to actually lead the clan. But I would love, if any of you want to start talking about it, I would love to chat on Discord. So do drop a comment down below if you want to create a Pantheon with me. And as you can see here, that will be basically the clan boss. Really, really cool in terms of sizing right here. But honestly, they just do a lot of great things. I repeat myself in a lot of those videos, but they're going to come up with a lot of content from the get-go. A chat where we can add friends and chat with our friends. That's also something we've been asking from Raid Shadow Legends for years now, and it's still not in the game. Here we'll be able to add friends directly. We will be able to link our Discord server as well for your clan, which is great. They're gonna start with all the filters. Raid came up with all the filters in like, I don't know, a year or two ago maybe. So, you know, for 4 years we didn't have any filters basically with Raid. Just a lot of great things. They just make everything easy, and everything I've seen so far looked nice. Honestly, the alpha didn't look the best, I'll give you that. But again, it was more of a technical test than anything else. Now the graphics, when we look at the champions, they're starting to look a lot better. And again, if they can match what Raid looks like in terms of graphics, and you know, they bring a lot of quality of life improvement, a lot of new content, couple new features, and they make it a lot more accessible in terms of monetization, then they're just gonna kill it. They're just going to kill it. And so many players are going to leave Raid for this game, I guarantee it. Anyway, guys, I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. Again, I'm a huge fan of Raid Shadow Legends. I'm not going to stop playing as of now. But coming from Raid, having to deal with them for many years, and I know Hellhades has done exactly the same. He was actually, we actually in the same clan cluster. I was in his clan a couple months back, and I know he's always given really great feedback, you know, kind of from the community to the Raid community manager and stuff. So he knows the pain, he knows the spending on Raid and all that stuff. So just because of knowing him, again, there will be spending involved. It's a gacha game, but it will be a lot better than Raid. Either cheaper, or stuff will be less RNG based, or you will be getting more stuff every time you spend. You know, it won't be as bad as Raid, which is exactly what we want. You know, a lot of people want to be free to play, but I do know a lot of people like myself do want to spend here and there. You know, I wouldn't mind spending $50 a month or so. You know, every couple months I'm like, oh, I'm gonna spend $100 here and there. I wouldn't mind that at all, but unfortunately with $100 on Raid, you get absolutely nothing, literally nothing with $100 playing Raid Shadow Legends. So, you know, if here you can get for $100 a little more stuff, and it doesn't impact you in terms of, you know, endgame PvP, that's all we want. That's all we want, and that's all we've been asking Raid. And I'm telling you this because I'm an official Raid Shadow Legends content creator, so I deal with the community managers every day. I talk to them every day, basically. So I know all that stuff, and I have a lot of players telling me all that stuff as well. So I don't want to get my hopes up, but because of everything I mentioned in this video, I do believe GodForge will be an amazing game, and it will end up being better than Raid Shadow Legends. Again, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure you follow the channel if you don't want to miss any videos coming up. The game is coming up really soon, in about 2 months or so. Make sure you follow the channel if you don't want to miss any of the news and any of the guides coming up soon. My name's Ramsey. I'll see you guys in the next video.